2024 Peterbilt 579, and it's white. So that brings together its own set of challenges. In the Peterbilt series, I'm going to be talking about all the stuff that I'm doing as an independent contractor. So I'm leased onto a company, and I got the lease through TEL, which was a good deal for me because it's a 36-month lease. And yesterday I did my initial wash. It's got about 2,000 miles on it. I'll talk about the products that I used. M-Shine on those rims. Stars and Stripes with an electric pressure washer to wash it. Does require a little bit of brush work right now with the Stars and Stripes, which is actually touchless. I'm hoping to alleviate that with a little bit of Turtle Wax graphene to the max polish. That should help out a little bit with that. Going to be installing the Halo system, which is an automatic tire inflation system. And the biggest thing is going to be getting me the time that I need to get these videos out of my iPhone format and get them uploaded on YouTube. I got to make money first, folks, right? So that's basically it. First thing I want to get started with today, so that you guys are getting a little bit of an idea of what I do besides the detailing, is I am in the process of creating my own floor covering. So you guys can do this too. It's not difficult. Basically what I've done is I've created a stencil out of cardboard. And I didn't do the video last night because, the light quality would have been bad. But I'll tell you, using the Measure app on an iPhone and measuring it out and then taking the picture makes it really pretty easy to do this. And the reason why you want to try to stencil it out with something like cardboard first is this was a miss. I want this back a little bit further than this. I didn't know how far I could get this cardboard to slide underneath, and this cardboard actually isn't all the way in right now. So I have added some extra distance to this so that it comes in flush, and you basically mock it out on cardboard. So anything you want to put on the floor. So make sure you like and subscribe on the videos, because the algorithm isn't going to be seen unless I get people out there doing that. And I don't do a lot of videos very frequently, so the only way you're really going to know when I post something new is if you're in that subscribe category. But anyway, enough of that. All right, so welcome back. FYI, it is hot. As Robin Williams said in one of my favorite movies from my favorite actor and comedian, Good Morning Vietnam, it is hot. It is damn hot. Hot enough to do a little bit of crotch pot cooking. So, I'm outside. Basically what I've done is I've cut the template down from the big piece of rubber. And I basically, a couple things if you're doing this and you're stenciling this out. Use a flat piece of cardboard like this. It doesn't have to be the full size of your project. In this case, mine isn't wide enough or deep enough. It's wide enough, but it's not deep enough. There's an overlap there, which I've highlighted with the Sharpie, which you may or may not be able to see there. There, you can see a little bit of a blue line there. But basically what you do is you push that underneath the molding that's in the truck as far and as deep as you can push it. So in this case, I was able to push it all the way to here. And then as you're pushing it in to get it flush with the surfaces, you keep pushing it in and you keep trimming. You keep pushing it in, you keep trimming until it goes back as far as it'll go in. And you want it to sit underneath there as much as you can get it underneath there, because in essence, that's what's holding this thing down in place to keep it from sliding on your floor. Obviously, for safety reasons, you don't want it sliding on the floor. And then if you take your molding up at the driver's doors, which is, see if I get this to spin, not that way. Yeah, come on. You get the idea. There it goes. Take your molding off on your doors, and then have it go underneath the molding, and then mark the spots where the screw holes go, like you see here. That way you're not trying to push screws through this vinyl. You don't want to take a chance on stripping something, right? So My next step is going to be to trace this outline with the Sharpie, and believe it or not, the Sharpie actually shows up pretty good on the black. It comes out kind of purple with the blue one that I was using, so it does contrast enough to where you can see it. And I'd recommend cutting this stuff with scissors, for the simple reason that if you're trying to cut on an asphalt or concrete surface, you're going to dull out the tip of the sharp knife. And I wouldn't make any cuts inside with a Sharpie because you don't want to take, with a razor knife, because you don't want to take a chance with actually cutting the flooring that's underneath it, right? So when I was telling you before, my stencil isn't long enough. The space in the front of the cab to where the division is for the sleeper, which switches over to carpet, that's another project in itself, is 49 inches. My template's not 49 inches. These pockets right here, which I'll show you in the next video once they're done and cut out, are 24 inches deep. So the idea behind this is I'm not running this one all the way to the back because there's a shut-off switch on the floor. I don't want to lift that up. I don't want to try to find the screw holes in it afterwards. I'm going to stop it there. That's plenty of room. It's going to take it way past the door. But I want to cut this out from the center, maybe by making a slit here, because this is actually narrower than the height of the seat, so it's going to have to be slid anyway. But I'll slit it back here, but I'm going to cut this piece out to be the 24 inches. So it's probably going to be somewhere around here. And I'm going to leave that out, leaving this as a solid piece, and hopefully I can get this rear piece underneath the metal stripping that separates the rubber floor from the carpet. All right, I'll be back in a bit. All right, so we're back. A couple weeks later, I'm actually in Minooka, Illinois, so if you hear a little bit of background noise, bear with it. I think you'll be able to hear it just fine. But anyway, it's completely installed. Basically, what's holding it in place is the side panels, the friction from wedging it underneath on the floorboards, and it runs all the way to the back, just like I wanted it to, as one piece. I was talking earlier about it being easy to clean, so regardless of whether you're using this or not, it's called a horsehair brush. Works really well for pulling dust. So I wipe it down with that, and then Flairosol, this is just Mr. Clean bottle or something like that, and this is 50% Pine Sol, 50% water. Basically, just give it a squirt. The Pine Sol is cheap, and it works really well on the truck as far as odor elimination, and it breaks down the grease, especially diesel fuel on the fuel now. So it works really well for that. And then basically just wipe it back off, and as you can see, it's a whole lot easier to clean than what you'd have on your standard floor. Everything kind of shines back up again. Don't put anything crazy on your pedals. The last thing you want to do is have your foot sliding off, right? But anyway, so that's what it looks like when it's complete, and that's how I maintain it. It's just a hell of a lot easier to clean than the texture floor that comes in the trucks. And it's not slippery, even when it's wet. So it's good on that. A couple of updates on a couple of other things. The Halo system is installed, and that gives me my gateway for checking that. And basically that pops up and gives me all the information on those. Got a video coming in the future on the install of that radio, which is a high output radio, and it uses the factory speakers with a subwoofer, and that's right there. No modifications to the truck. Actually use the same wire and harness. The Halo Connect system, that's in a video that's up now if you want to check that out. That's the brain that actually communicates with these guys. This is the actual inflation, and there's a tire pressure monitoring right there. One of those for each wheel, including the steers as far as the tire pressure monitoring. It does not inflate, but at least gives me the temperature and stuff on that. So that's some videos. Check them out, and thanks for watching. Talk to you later.